This is Alois Havrilla speaking, and you are listening to the Kellogg radio theme song. The music of this song is typical of the cathedral tone of every Kellogg radio receiver. When you listen to music over a Kellogg radio, you hear not only the fundamental tone of each note played, but in addition, you receive the soft overtone, which give to music a clarity and beauty that is pleasing to the most sensitive ear. The new Kellogg screen grid radio receivers are so constructed that they receive and reproduce every one of these overtones called harmonics, giving to Kellogg radio music a quality heretofore unknown in radio receivers. If a radio set is to reproduce high-class music in a pleasing manner, it must be so constructed that it does not overemphasize either the bass or the treble of any composition. It must project through its speaker identically the same sounds that are put into the microphone at the studio. Tone is the all-important thing in today's radio set. Do not let anything else overshadow your decision when selecting a new radio. By means of various musical instruments, we shall prove to you that the Kellogg set reproduces in fine quality all the tones that can be broadcast, including the very lowest notes of the tuba and running through the scale to the very highest notes of the piccolo. So that you may hear the beauty and clarity with which each instrument is played over a Kellogg radio, we shall have several soloists play selections for you. First, you shall hear the trumpet. Note the beauty with which each note comes to your ears. There is no distortion when you hear a trumpet solo over a Kellogg. Listen carefully now to the old favorite, Believe Me of All Those Endearing Young Charms. These remarkable Kellogg sets are not built to a price. They are designed to give the best possible reproduction, after which the price is set. Dollar for dollar, Kellogg offers you the most radio value to be had in present-day receivers. The high notes of the violin are not always truthfully reproduced on some radio sets. On such sets, the violin often sounds thin and harsh. Listen to the full round tones of the violin as they come to you over the Kellogg. The violinist will play humoresque. All Kellogg models are housed in cabinets of rare woods to endure for years. They are furniture that will truly grace your home. Now listen to the saxophone. The saxophone reproduces fairly well on any good radio set, but on a Kellogg, you will be able to detect a greater purity of reproduction than you have learned to expect from other receivers. The saxophone artist plays the solo Gypsy Love Song. Built into each Kellogg model is a tone-balanced dynamic speaker carefully matched with the receiver. Tone-balanced means that every note of the musical scale is faithfully reproduced. Some receivers overemphasize the bass, and the treble is shrill and harsh. Kellogg is designed to receive every note from high to low without exaggeration, just as the instrument plays it. The piano is a difficult instrument to reproduce in all its tonal beauty. Piano music on some receivers is actually jarring to the ears. A piano solo is a good test of a receiver. Listen carefully while the pianist plays Schubert's Moma Musicale. Another thing demanded of high-grade present-day receivers is power. Power that will bring in distant stations, and particularly power that will give you satisfactory reception even when the air is full of interference. The new Kellogg has vast power, 8 to 10 times greater than found in receivers of a year ago. Yet that power is automatically controlled by a new device that is exclusively Kellogg. Next, you shall hear the shrill treble notes of the piccolo playing The Girl I Left Behind Me. Because of its high range, the piccolo is a difficult instrument to reproduce on a radio receiver. Tuning is extremely simple in the new Kellogg. A slight turn of the center knob takes you from one station to another. A short movement of the volume control enables you to pass from a whisper to a full output of tone that will fill a vast auditorium. Like a fine motor car, the new Kellogg responds instantly to your every wish. All low notes come to you over a Kellogg without that annoying boom boom. The tuba, that huge round-the-neck horn, which is so important in modern orchestras, is extremely difficult to reproduce with definite purity. Listen to the tuba as the artist plays Asleep in the Deep. But best of all the new features on the new Kellogg screen grid radio is the automatic volume control. When you are tuning for distance and happen to go past a local station, this volume control subdues the ear-splitting blast so common to most receivers. This control also reduces the fading which frequently results when you are listening to distant stations. The outstanding feature of 1929 radio is the new screen grid tube. Many manufacturers are referring to their sets as screen grid sets, but not all of them have 3 screen grid tubes in an 8-tube circuit, developing such tremendous power and exceptional tone quality as you will find in the Kellogg. Kellogg receivers are made in 2 chassis styles, the chief difference being in the power. Whichever you choose, the same superb quality of reproduction will be yours. When you own a Kellogg, you have the assurance that your new set will never become an orphan. Kellogg Radio is manufactured in the vast 15-acre plant of the Kellogg Switchboard and Supply Company, Chicago. For a third of a century, this million-dollar corporation has been a recognized leader in the development and manufacture of telephone equipment. It is only natural, therefore, that Kellogg should assume leadership among the makers of fine radio receivers. Your home deserves the best radio. Do not spare the few extra dollars that the cost of the new Kellogg represents. Remember always that Kellogg Radio, with its famous cathedral tone, has been the sound choice of tone critics ever since the inception of radio.